What's up, everyone? Welcome into DodgerHeads, presented by DodgerBlue.com, your home for the 2020 World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers. My name is Jeff Spiegel, and today I want to talk about the guy who might be the best player on the Dodgers right now, and I can assure you it's not who you are thinking of. Okay, according to wins above replacement, the Dodgers currently have 5 of the top 31 hitters in baseball. Mookie Betts is not one of the 5, and neither is Cody Bellinger. Some of the names you'd expect: Corey Seager is 11th overall, second on the team. Will Smith and Justin Turner are 19th and 20th. Chris Taylor, doing what he has always done, just with more consistent playing time, is 31st. But none of those guys lead the Dodgers in wins above replacement. And honestly, I'll admit, I was surprised, even as somebody who follows the team as closely as I do, to see who was number 1. And that person is Max Muncy. Max Muncy leads the Dodgers in wins above replacement. He is 6th amongst all hitters in the league, according to Fangraphs. Okay, this is the same guy that a year ago hit 191 across 58 games and then just 250 in 25 postseason games. And honestly, there are numbers that say last season, 2020, was not just bad luck. Yes, his batting average on balls in play was 203, which is unbelievably unfortunate. But Muncy was 43rd in the 43rd percentile for average exit velocity and 29th percentile for expected batting average last season. So he still walked enough to post a respectable 331 on base percentage, but his slugging percentage was just 389 in the regular season. And I know, small sample size, but he still played essentially more than a third of a full season, so it wasn't nothing. Now, the postseason, we saw a tick up, batting average on balls in play up to 333, slugging up to 467, and his walk rate goes from 15.7 to an insane 25%. Now, fast forward to 2021, and honestly, his numbers are insane. As of today, Max Muncy has a walk rate of 21.7%, which is 6th in all of baseball. And on top of that, he's hitting 400. Okay, put that together. We're talking about a guy who has an on-base percentage of 543, meaning every time he comes up, there is a more than 50% chance he's going to end up on base. But wait, he also hits for power. He hit his second home run, a no-doubter to dead center last night, and so his slugging percentage is 686. Okay, so factor all that in, right? You've got a guy who takes walks at an elite rate. You have a guy who's hitting the ball well and effectively and hitting for average, on top of a guy who's also hitting for power. And so all of that together is what makes his performance so remarkable. Yes, the walks are there, but so is the power. Yes, the patience is there, but so is the batting average. And so the obvious question right now is this sustainable? We're talking about 11 games into the season. He hasn't even played all of them. I think the power for sure is sustainable. This is a guy who hit 35 home runs in both 2018 and 2019. He's on pace for the same number last year. The walk rate would be a career high by quite a bit, but it does still feel sustainable. Last year, Muncy was in the 98th percentile for chase rate. And if not for being the guy who had the worst luck in all of baseball when it came to balls and strikes, his walk rate may have been more in line with what we're seeing now. And again, we saw the seeds of this in the postseason last year. We all remember Game 5 of the NLCS, kind of the at-bat that Muncy is defined by. There's a runner on second base with 2 outs. He works the count full, takes a great pitch just outside of the zone, takes the walk, and the next batter is Will Smith, who hits a 3-run home run. Right? If Muncy doesn't take that walk, exhibit patience, then who knows where we're at. So of all the stars that the Dodgers have, I think Muncy might be the overlooked. Here was an interesting stat. Here is the full list of guys who have hit 35 or more home runs in back-to-back years for the Dodgers. Duke Snider, who did it 5 years in a row from 1953 to 1957. You got Mike Piazza in 96 and 97. You've got Gary Sheffield in 2000 and 2001. And you've got Sean Green in 2001 and 2002. Muncy's the only other guy on that list. 5 times in franchise history has a guy hit 35 or more home runs in back-to-back season. Muncy has done it. And you could argue that if not for the shortened year last year, he was on pace to get there again. He would have joined Snider as the only guy to do it more than twice. And yet, when you're Muncy, when you play with Cody Bellinger, the MVP, Mookie Betts, the MVP, Corey Seager, Rookie of the Year and World Series MVP, Clayton Kershaw, MVP, Justin Turner, right? The list goes on. It's easy to be missed. And all this to say, as of today, Max Muncy, you have my attention. The Dodgers have been without Bellinger, they've been without Betts, and yet Muncy is part of the reason that nobody has missed a beat. I know it's a small sample, but this feels sustainable to me. And if he can keep this up, I'm not sure folks will continue overlooking him for that much longer. Hey, we appreciate you joining us. As always, make sure you're subscribed here. We've got some exciting content, obviously big series with the Padres coming up. I'm going to have a friend of mine join me on Friday morning to kind of preview that series with a betting angle, so that should be fun. And make sure you're subscribed to us on social media, Dodger Blue 1958, everywhere you look. Hey, we appreciate you watching. As always, we'll leave with the famous words and the wise words and the great words of Vin Scully.
The best team holding a trophy high in the air. The Los Angeles Dodgers, champions of the baseball world.